what was it like to have a practice out there with a fully healthy complement of forwards, and what kind of challenge, if any, does that present in terms of what you ice for tomorrow?
Well, it's really nice to have the bodies and to see all those guys on the ice together. It's really been since preseason that we've had that group of guys out there together. But yeah, it was definitely nice. As it relates to tomorrow, we're not getting too far ahead of ourselves here. We've got, three guys that were, fresh fresh from dealing with COVID and coming back today with their first day on the ice, and they'll continue to go through the process here of getting cleared medically, to get out of the league's protocols. But it's really nice to have them out there, and then in terms of those three guys, and Nylander specifically, that gave us the 13th forward. We'll have to see how they progress into tomorrow.
So if they do clear, could they be an option for you, provided they do go through all of that?
They could be. They could be an option, yes, but okay. It's obviously, like I said, everybody else that's out there has had multiple days, to come back and get themselves ready to play a game. Those guys and their situation is different, so we're just going to be mindful of that and know that it's not an easy process for them to get back up and running.
Does the fact that the opponent had the same type of break-in issues that you do weigh into decisions about if you can throw someone who's only had one practice in for a while, just because both teams are kind of equal in terms of that kind of challenge there? It's not like you're going against an opponent that's been playing regularly for a few games.
It's not something that I've thought about. We're just taking it each player at a time. It's not even about our team or our circumstances, each player and how they feel, because each player has had their own symptoms, has had their own circumstances to deal with, and each player then recovers their own way. So we have to look at it that way, and that's why it's out of my hands. It's the medical team that deals with that, and in their discussions with the players and their own assessments, make the determination about when players are when it's appropriate for players to return to play. So we'll continue through that process. We feel good about where everybody is at that has had multiple days to come out of this. In terms of the three that were new to the group today, we're going to give them more time, and we'll see where they're at tomorrow.
Next up, we'll go to Terry Koshan, Toronto Sun. Go ahead, Terry.
Hey, Sheldon, just a couple of quick ones for you. I guess a bit of a bizarre, going forward now, in that we're not going to have fans again tomorrow night. I know you kind of touched on that yesterday, but there won't be now tomorrow or Wednesday, I guess, for the next few weeks. But let's get your thoughts on that. The other side of the coin, you're down to one player now in protocol, and clearly there must be some optimism looking ahead from that point of view, that you just have Timothy to come out of protocol now.
Well, yeah, but like I was saying, it's nice to have the bodies back and to see people back in the building. In terms of coming out of the protocol, I mean, at this point, we're not necessarily looking at the three that were new today as being out of the protocol. I think it's being prepared and cleared to play. I think is that next step for those guys. But certainly, just having Liljegren be the only one not in the building today, it's nice to see the group back together here. It's been a long time coming, and it was good to see those guys, getting back involved.
And just, no fans again for the next little while. Your thoughts quickly on that? Yeah.
Right. Sorry, Terry. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be different for sure. We had gotten comfortable again playing in front of fans, and it's been so terrific to have them both at home and on the road. I mean, we have such a great following, across the league, but certainly at home, it's been nice to play in front of a full building. Circumstances have changed, and we have to adjust and adapt. I'm not certain what the building is going to be like tomorrow. I think, when I watched that Montreal game when they had no fans, there was even something as simple as not having the tarps on the seats. I think makes a difference as well. And I'm not sure what the situation will be like tomorrow, but it will, regardless of what it is, it's going to be the same for both teams. And we just have to, be focused on playing our best game.
Thank you, Sheldon.
We'll go back to David Alter with the hockey news. Go ahead, David.
Hey, Sheldon, provided you do have everybody back at line rushes, suggested, Nick Ritchie might be on the outside looking in. I imagine it's a difficult balance trying to figure out the right mix, but when you're looking at lines and who's available, how did that kind of come about in terms of the forward group there?
I really, to be honest, didn't put much thought into how that shook out. It was more just a matter of me, putting Nylander back in his spot and slotting Cash it down, and then I'm just kind of left with 2 left wingers, on that fourth group. It's kind of how I looked at it. Those guys, all 4 of them, took reps in different positions and moved themselves around, but it was really about trying to put Nylander in his best position possible to try to get the most he could out of today's skate, to be able to, he and the medical team then make a proper determination of where he's at going into tomorrow. In terms of anything else, that was affected by that, I didn't give it a whole lot of thought, other than us just trying to make sure we were able to get everybody as many reps as possible.